Have you been fantasizing about escaping your 9 to 5? Yeah, right. I think many of us have, but we're all fantasizing about escaping it for a life that aligns with our dreams. But before you take that leap, you need to know the 10 crucial steps that every aspiring entrepreneur needs to take. So stick around because we're going to uncover them. We're going to dig into them a little bit so that you can ensure that your path to success is clearly laid out right here on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Hey there, audacious parents. Welcome to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, where we're not just about surviving, we're about thriving. If you're tuning in, you're not looking for just another feel-good, pat-on-the-back kind of show. No. You're here because you're ready to disrupt the status quo. You're ready because you're here to challenge your limits and to step out of the comfort zone where we know growth never happens. This is not just your average, let's all be happy with our 9-to-5 lives kind of podcast. We're here to give you actionable strategies. We're here to dive deep into the world of side hustles, digital marketing, and smart income boosting tactics. Why, you may ask? Because we're designed for parents like you, parents juggling family expenses, childcare, and the elusive me time. We're not just about making money, though. We're about designing a life that you dictate, not one that's been prepackaged in a soul-sucking 9-to-5 box. So, if you're ready to break free and design a life that aligns with your dreams, design a life that aligns with your family, you're in the right place. The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
What is up? What is up? What the heck is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back, my Dark Horse tribe. This is your humble host, Tracy Brinkmann, coming at you with another powerful episode right here on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, where we equip hardworking parents like you with smart strategies to boost your income, regain control of your schedule, and build a life that aligns with your dreams, with your heart, with your desires, with everything that you dream, desire, and deserve. Our mission here is really quite simple: to provide insights, tools, and a community to support and help you escape the 9-to-5 grind so that you can forge a legacy of resilience, creativity, and to feed that entrepreneurial spirit that your children will proudly emulate. All right, so today's episode is all about the aspiring entrepreneurs out there, like the avatar that I have built. And I named my avatar Emily Johnson. And Emily Johnson is a mid-level marketing manager who's tired of feeling stuck at her corporate job. You know, that 9-to-5. She's trying to make that cubicle escape, and she wants more fulfillment. She's making decent money, but she wants to be fulfilled. So today we're going to be diving into the 10 essential steps that every future entrepreneur needs to follow before making that leap, before making that cubicle escape. So whether you're dreaming of leaving your desk job or already planning your next move, this episode will lay out a roadmap that ensures that your entrepreneurial journey starts on solid ground. All right. So let's start with one of the most important, one of the most crucial steps, in my humble opinion: identifying your why. You see, your why isn't just a motivator. Your why becomes your North Star, guiding you through the many dark nights that seem to populate entrepreneurship. But your why also needs to be aligned with your who. Who are you at your core? You see, if there's a disconnect between those two, your who could quite probably keep your why from becoming a reality. Let me share the story of Laura. See, Laura dreamed of launching a coaching business, but she struggled with the demands of her day job. Her why was to help people transform their lives and to feel empowered. But at her core, Laura was a compassionate listener. Laura was a creative problem solver. Once she realized that these traits kind of worked together, that these traits were central to who she was, she used them to fuel her why, to set it on fire, to make it take off like a rocket. And then she left her 9-to-5 job and found immense fulfillment guiding others to achieve their goals. Here's the thing: your why and your who are inseparable in shaping your journey. If you don't know one and only know the other, well, you might be struggling because one of them might fight with the other. So you're going to want to know them both and figure out how to make them weave together. And when they're in sync, my friends, you'll stay focused and you'll be resilient through the inevitable challenges. And I say inevitable quite firmly. Now, step number 2. Now that you've identified your why and you know who you are, let's dive into assessing your skills and strengths. Now, this isn't just taking another one of those personality quizzes and learning what quadrant you are and what you're a leader. No, I'm a follower. No, I'm this. I'm a learner. Whatever. Understanding what makes you uniquely qualified for entrepreneurship, I think, is crucial for unlocking your competitive edge. Ooh. I get your attention. Yeah, that made your ears perk up a little. I need a competitive edge. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of your skills and strengths as a treasure chest filled with powerful tools. Let's open up that chest. Yeah, right? The first step is identifying what tools you already possess and how they can set you apart from the crowd. What do people often compliment you on? What do they come to you seeking your help with? Perhaps you're a natural connector. You're able to bridge gaps between people and their ideas. Or maybe you're exceptional at simplifying complex topics, like Alex. Let me just share a little story about Alex to help illustrate this concept. Alex was a mid-level IT manager who often found himself explaining technical jargon to his colleagues in far simpler terms. Not because he wanted to, but because he had to. He realized his knack for breaking down complexity was a valuable skill. When Alex started his side hustle offering online tech courses, he quickly gained a following. Why? I'm glad you asked. He gained that following because he was able to make technology accessible to everyone. This talent of breaking complex theories and complex workings and complex tasks down to so someone as simple as you and me, yep, I'm simple, could understand it. This talent helped Alex stand out in a crowded market, and, well, he was able to build a profitable business quite rapidly as a result. So once you identify your unique strengths, look at how they align with your chosen entrepreneurial field. Maybe you need to change to a different entrepreneurial field, right? See, if your strength is organization and project management, how can you use that to build a consulting business? You can. Or if you're great at engaging people, let's say, right? So many of you are. Could you create content that captivates your audience? Well, of course you can. It's important to also recognize the skills that you might need to, refine, acquire, or just polish them up a little bit. Maybe they've gotten a little rusty sitting on the back burner. Maybe your treasure chest is missing some doubloons, right? There's some really intricate pieces that you need to fill. If so, get out there. Don't hesitate. Get out there and learn those new skills that complement your existing strengths. But lean on your existing strengths. Find those holes and fill them. Use online courses, books, mentorships, get a coach, whatever it might be. They can all help you bridge these gaps. But here's the key takeaway here. Unlocking your strengths is the difference between fitting in and standing out. Oh, yeah. Let me say it again. It's the difference between fitting in and standing out. So use them to tailor your approach, and you'll discover opportunities that you might have otherwise overlooked. Step number 3. Now that you've tackled understanding your strengths, let's talk about defining your vision. Your vision is like a lighthouse. It's providing that clarity and that direction when the entrepreneurial waters get rough. And maybe they're not rough. Maybe there's a reef underneath the surface of the water you're not quite sure about. And that lighthouse vision will help you see that reef. A compelling vision, my friends, is the foundation upon which every entrepreneurial empire, every successful one I've encountered, has been built. Think about it for a second. A vision is more than just this big picture dream. It's about creating a vivid mental image of the life and the business that you want to build. And because you're the hardworking entrepreneurial parent out there, the two have to coexist. So you've got to think about both. And then setting specific measurable goals to guide you to get there. I've mentioned this before in past episodes. I'm going to mention it again here. I call it a Vista vision. Here's a quick little exercise for you. Close your eyes, or unless you're driving. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. But when you're able to, take a moment and imagine you're sitting comfortably on the edge of a vista. You can see down over the valley before you. And that valley before you is your life. It is your personal life, your relationships, it's your business, it's your children. It's the wholeness of your life. Now, what do you want it to look like? Imagine it at its peak. Everything you dream of is there. Go ahead, take a walk. Yeah, walk across the lush lawn that you're lucky enough to have. Can you feel it? Go ahead, wiggle your toes in it. Ooh, it feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, feel the sunlight beating down on you. Is this a multi-sensory experience, ladies and gentlemen? Walk into the home. How does it smell? Who's cooking? Yeah, is something cooking on the stove? Is the missus or the mister making something? Did the kids break out the silly putty or something else, and that's the aroma you get? Maybe it's a wet dog. Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Right, walk through the house. Now, go to your office. Maybe the office is in the house. Maybe the office is elsewhere. What kind of office is it? Is it a corner view looking over downtown wherever? Or is it a quiet little space like I have in your home? Yeah, talk about integrating both. Here's the thing. Your vision isn't about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about connecting your vision to the impact that you want to make and how it aligns with your why and your who. Let's talk about Sarah, for example. She started with a clear vision. Her vision was to help busy parents create healthier meals in less time. Pretty simple. Sounds easy enough. She imagined a world where families could sit together at a table without stress or guilt.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
From this vision, she mapped out her goals. First, to launch a food blog sharing simple, nutritious recipes. Then, she aimed to host cooking workshops. Remember, going back to my hosting of events? Yeah, she took that advice and she went there. She hosted cooking workshops, and then she developed a line of meal kits that catered to families on the go. Yeah, see? Sarah's clarity allowed her to focus her efforts on achievable, manageable, tangible milestones. She measured progress by tracking the blog growth, feedback from her workshops, and the demand for her meal kits. When she reached those goals, she adjusted her vision, just dialed things in a little bit, and then set new objectives. Her vision evolved as her business grew, leading to a major breakthrough, something she didn't even have on her Vista vision, on her business plans. When she looked over her Vista vision, she didn't see this, but it happened anyway. A partnership with a national grocery chain to distribute her meal kits. Yeah. You see, your vision should be compelling enough. You got to make it compelling enough to drive you forward and specific enough to keep you on track. Consider how you want to impact your audience by giving them what they want and need. And then consider what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. Write down a mission statement to that fact. Write down a mission statement that defines the purpose of your business. Then, my friends, set clear goals with timelines and metrics. And hey, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. How about a pro tip? Revisit your vision regularly. Yeah, go ahead and set it up. Set yourself appointments every quarter at minimum. Once a year, absolute minimum, but preferably every quarter, to revisit your Vista vision regularly and make sure it's still aligned with who you are, your goals, and your values. If it shifts, don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid. Just go ahead and redefine it. Your vision, after all, is a living entity, and it will grow and change just as you do. Remember, a compelling vision is the foundation upon which every single successful entrepreneurial empire has been built. Take the time to craft it well, and it will serve you as your guiding star. On to step number 4. After you've defined your vision, it's time to conduct a little bit of market research to uncover, let's call them opportunities as well as challenges in your target market. Market research, I know you hate it. How do I do it? I don't know. Market research, my friend, is your secret weapon for finding out untapped opportunities. That's all the entrepreneurs really do out there. They find a hole in the market, they step in, and they fill it. These untapped opportunities. And then it will also help you redefine your value proposition. Research, my friends, again, this is like your vision. It's not about studying the numbers. No. It's about understanding the people that you are trying to serve. It's about understanding the people and their pain points and what they value most, not you. Now, you need to get into their mindset. You need to just open the door and step into their heads and see the world from their perspective. Put on their glasses and see the world through their eyes. This is where if you were who your customer is yesterday, in other words, the customer you're trying to serve now is who you were yesterday, well, you got to jumpstart because you already know all those pain points. You can easily step inside your own head and remember the pain and the struggles that you were going through yesterday, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. These insights, whether you get them from your own experience or get out there and research them, will help you tailor your messaging, will help you tailor your product offerings as well as your strategies to fit their needs perfectly. Hear that again. You're trying to fit their needs, not yours. You're not paying yourself. They're paying for it, right? So let me give you an example. Jamie wanted to launch a subscription box for fitness enthusiasts. Now, subscription boxes is a great business model. You got that regular income coming in, and certainly she zeroed into a fitness genre, which is very popular and certainly could be very profitable. But instead of going in blindly, Jamie took the time to research his target market by conducting surveys, joining online fitness communities, and interviewing those he felt would be potential customers. Here's what Jamie discovered. Jamie discovered that his target audience was extremely frustrated by the generic fitness products that was available to the masses. See, all these generic fitness products didn't cater to their specific needs, didn't cater to their specific interests. The little light bulb, boom, went off over Jamie's head. Jamie crafted a solution. His solution was a personalized subscription box that was curated to match each customer's fitness journey. Not just the journey they were on, but where they were in that journey. He included niche items like unique resistance bands, plant-based protein powders, and supplements tailored to different fitness levels. For anyone who's been on a fitness journey or is ongoing on one now, you know how amazing this would be if someone can go onto your website, answer a few questions and say, here's what you need. Bing, bang, boom, boom. That's what he did. By addressing his market-specific needs, Jamie carved out a very profitable niche that stood out, miles out from the competition. So, what do I do? Well, when you conduct your market research, let's narrow the focus down. Let's focus on answering 3 simple questions. 1, who is your ideal customer? Right? Yeah, it's a pretty big one. That narrows it down. You're no longer talking to everyone, because when you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. 2, what are their biggest pain points right now? When they wake up in the morning, what are they worried about as they're taking that first sip of coffee? When they lay their head down at night, what are they writing as fears and pains in their journal? And 3, how can you position your product to solve their very specific challenges? Those 3 questions will get you miles ahead of so many others. By answering these questions, you're going to gain valuable insights into your target market that will inform every aspect that you need to have answered for your business strategy. Market research, my friend, again, is your secret weapon for finding untapped opportunities and redefining your value proposition, heck, even your USP. So use it wisely, and you'll discover profitable niches that align with you and your vision. Oh, I can already feel it. This episode's going to be a little bit longer. Oh my goodness. Step number 5. Once you've done your market research, it's time to develop a business plan. Yeah. A solid business plan, my friends, is your entrepreneurial roadmap to navigate challenges and to seize those opportunities we were just talking about. Anybody who's tried to go from point A to point B and don't know where point B is, they just know it's that way. Okay? Use a GPS, and if you don't, you're braver than I am. Well, your business plan can be your GPS to help you navigate the challenges. There will be challenges. And more importantly, get your hands on those opportunities. Here's the thing about business plans. Even if it's just an outline on a piece of paper, in your journal, having a plan will put you miles and miles ahead of so many others. I would like you to think of your business plan as a strategic blueprint that provides clarity on your vision, on your goals, and the practical steps that you're going to need to take to reach each one of them. It really kind of forces you to consider key aspects, like funding, marketing, competition, and eventually operations. Even if you're doing it all by yourself, you need all of those. You're going to need funding. You're going to have to tell people, hey, I'm here, buy my shit, buy my stuff. You're going to have competition. And I don't care how unique you are. There's going to be someone out there that's going to compete with you. And you're going to have operations. Even if you're doing it all by yourself, having a flow is going to make it a lot easier. Let's talk about Ethan. Another example here. Ethan was determined to open a unique boutique wellness center. Now, before he started seeking out funding, loans, and scouting locations, he put together himself a business plan that covered the market research findings, it covered projected expenses, it covered client and customer acquisition strategies, as well as a very realistic timeline. Now, he even went so far as to outline potential obstacles, like local competition and regulatory hurdles, right? You're talking about someone's wellness, you got to deal with the regulations. And he put in ways that he could tackle each of them. So he thought this through. And Ethan's plan gave him confidence. Just think about it. If you took the time to do all that, you're like, man, I know exactly what I do. But beyond that, it gave him structure to confidently approach investors with realistic revenue projections. Someone's going, wow, man, you've really thought this out. So as a result, he secured funding that he needed and used the plan as a guide, right? Remember that lighthouse? To keep his project on track. Whenever he hit a roadblock, he went back to the plan, adjusted the strategies based on that roadblock, figured out what he was going to do, and moved on. This structured approach guided Ethan through his first successful launch. And so many others, right? Your business plan, it doesn't have to be set in stone. Actually, it probably shouldn't be set in stone. It is like anything else I've discussed in here, like your Vista Vision. It is a living, breathing document that will evolve as you grow. But you're going to need at least 4 things in it. One is an executive summary. The executive summary is just kind of this brief little snapshot of your business idea and its goals. You might want to put in there what problem you're solving for your market. Next section you're going to want in there, market analysis. This is the research on the market demand. This is the research on the market competition. And this is the research that you did, the resulting information of your target audience, even if that audience is you. Go ahead and ask some other folks. They might have differing opinions. Oh, think about it. Okay. Number 3, marketing and sales strategies. How are you going to attract clients? How are you going to keep them when you attract them? Well, simple things. And number 4, financial projections. Yeah. What are the revenue streams? What are the expenses? And what is the profitability timeline? Right? When are you going to start seeing some black and all that red? Here's the thing, my friends. By planning ahead, you'll have a clearer path forward and a way to measure your progress. You're saying by month 3, I'm going to be here, month 4, and then you get to month 3 and you're like, wow, I'm still way back here. Yeah, what's going on? So by having that, you'll be able to measure your progress. Remember, a solid business plan is and will be your entrepreneurial roadmap to navigate the challenges and grab a hold of those opportunities.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Now, you got your business plan in hand, and the next crucial step number 6, build yourself some financial readiness. Yeah. Financial preparation matters because it's your safety net. It's your safety net for navigating the unpredictable waters we've already discussed of entrepreneurship. Without a savings buffer, the risk of launching a new venture can be, overwhelming. The fear can just freeze you in your place. I've seen it freeze so many in their place. Like, oh my God, if I do this wrong, if I make one misstep, look, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make a misstep. Have yourself a safety net. Think of it this way. Entrepreneurship is an investment. And like any investment, it requires a little thoughtful research, a little thoughtful planning, and building some savings. Building a savings buffer provides stability and gives you the runway that you are damn well going to need to get your business up off the ground. Ideally, and this isn't my quote, but ideally, from all the research I've done, aim for at least 6 months of living expenses and some additional funds to cover unexpected costs that are going to arise. They do that in regular life. Why wouldn't you go ahead and plan for it? Let's talk about Jessica. Jessica's story is a great example. She was a graphic designer working in a corporate job, but like you, she had dreams of starting her own entrepreneurial adventure, and hers was a branding agency. Now, before quitting her job, Jessica sat down and set aside a portion of her salary every month to create her emergency fund. And she used that to prepare for the expenses that she would incur the first year of launching her agency. And here's the thing, Jessica's preparation paid off, because when she faced challenges, she had it sitting there ready to pay for them. And she did. One of her major clients early on delayed payments. And when the agency's income dipped for the next 2 months, she had to dip into her savings, use it as a buffer to cover the bills. The client ended up paying her, but there was that 2-month gap where she hadn't planned ahead. She wouldn't have been able to cover her bills. Jessica, obviously, as I just mentioned, she was able to cover her bills. She adapted her business strategy and was able to weather that challenging period without panicking. Well, okay, maybe she did panic some, but without panicking too much, okay? So here's 4 steps that'll help you be financially prepared. 1, save before you start. Well, duh, right? Build yourself up a little financial cushion that could cover your personal and your business expenses for several months. Maybe you don't need to do a year like Jessica did, but hey, if you're able to do it, why not? 2, reduce your personal debt. Pay down all your high interest debts before launching your business. This will reduce your monthly outgoings, right? And you don't be paying all that high interest anyway. 3, forecast your expenses. Obviously, you're going to want to understand your startup costs, but then you're going to want to understand your monthly operating expenses and the potential timeline until you start getting revenue that covers them on their own, and before you start seeing that beautiful black color as opposed to the red. And then 4, find yourself some alternative funding. There are 100,000 ways out there. Look for additional funding options. I don't know, grants, investors, loans. Don't always lean on the credit cards. Remember that high interest thing here, okay? So those are 4 quick and dirty ones. Look, ladies and gentlemen, financial readiness is your safety net for navigating those unpredictable waters of entrepreneurship. Plan ahead, save wisely, and you'll be ready to handle the unexpected challenges that will come your way. And if they don't, say, hey, Tracy, didn't come my way, so I just used this money to go on vacation. That's fine too. That brings us to step number 7. Step number 7, let's talk about the power of creating a strong support network. Yeah, building a community of like-minded individuals who provide mentorship and support will be a game changer. Look, a strong support network can be the difference between struggling in isolation and thriving through collaboration. No one achieves success alone. That's my opinion. And if you know someone that's achieved it alone, I would beg you to find out if they had a mentor, if they had a spouse that was supporting them in the background, even if it was just a cheerleader, a best friend. I truly believe that no one achieves success alone, which is why I get on this microphone to try to be your cheerleader out here, providing a little bit of advice and a little raw, saying, I believe in you, because I do. Having access to people who believe in your vision and can offer practical advice is invaluable. Even if you get it free, there's lots of great advice out there. You just got to find it when it comes to the free stuff. Now, look, they may challenge your ideas, or they may help you think strategically, or maybe they just, like I said, they're your cheerleaders. They offer up encouragement when the going gets tough. And the going will get tough, either physically or mentally. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about Nathan. Nathan was a wellness coach who felt isolated when he left his corporate job to pursue his dream of entrepreneurship. Nathan quickly realized that he needed guidance. He needed support. We all do. We need a little guidance, need a little support. So what did he do? Well, I'm glad you asked. He joined a local entrepreneurship group where members of the group shared resources and offered feedback on each other's businesses and gave him an opportunity to help others, and folks helped him. He found himself a mentor who specializes in his niche in health and fitness businesses. Through this network, Nathan gained insights into effective marketing strategies. He learned how to structure his pricing, and he even, as a result of this networking, landed a few initial clients from within the very group that he was participating in. With this supportive community around him, Nathan's business grew rapidly, and he avoided many costly mistakes that were made by people that were in the group and said, no, don't do that because. And he's like, okay, cool, right? This is the value of mentors. This is the value of coaches. This is the value of networking and reaching out to others. Building a support network can start, well, with these 4 steps. 4 seems to be the number today. Find local meetups or online groups, right? Join communities aligned with the industry that you're stepping into or the industry you're in, or maybe it's just interests that you have, okay? And of course, reach out to coaches and mentors. Identify people who can provide advice or coaching, whether it's formally or informally. Now remember, you get what you pay for, formally or informally. Okay, got it? Offer support. And number 3, right? Be willing to share your knowledge and share your help with others. This will quite often lead to reciprocal advice for you sharing with them. Right? Reciprocity. Plus, there's a good karma with that. You put your goodness out there, your goodness is going to come back usually tenfold. And then last, and I think this is the support piece of the other 3, be genuine. I want you to cultivate relationships based on authenticity rather than just trying to cherry pick opportunities. Yeah. Hey, I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. Ooh, you got to give as well, and give authentically. Don't just give out to say, hey, I want to give you this free stuff so that I can get you to join my group. You feel me? Just saying it feels right? Anyway, remember, a strong support network can be the difference between struggling in isolation and thriving through collaboration. So find your tribe, and together you'll achieve a lot more than you probably ever imagined. All right, 2 more. We've come to step number 8. Cultivating a resilient mindset. Man, cultivating a resilient mindset is critical for overcoming the obstacles that you will face in your entrepreneurial journey. Your mindset, I think your mindset is the engine driving your entrepreneurial vehicle forward, right? Fuel it with positivity, fuel it with your resilience, and you'll be prepared to face challenges head on. Even if you don't crash into them head on, right? Maybe you got to go under them. Maybe you got to go over them or around them. Entrepreneurship is, it's a roller coaster. It's got its highs and it's got its lows. And your success hinges on how you approach the inevitable hurdles, the walls, the mountains, the hills, the rivers, the oceans that will be put in front of you. A resilient mindset means seeing challenges as opportunities. They're opportunities to learn rather than a reason to give up. Let's talk about Clara, right? Clara had a passion for eco-friendly projects. So many of my friends out there, maybe you do too, have this same passion, eco-friendly products. So she decided to start her own sustainable clothing line. Now, early on, Clara was faced with a few setbacks. The usual things especially when you're dealing with clothing. Clothing is an interesting arena all by itself. I spent many years in this industry. First, her production run was delayed due to supplier issues. Well, that's no stranger. And then a major retail partner that she had gotten lined up, they decided to back out at the last minute. Oh, shock. Yeah, these things happen all the time. It would have been easy for Clara just to kind of sit down and go, I'm frustrated. This is BS. And let self-doubt take over. But that's not what Clara did. Clara was determined to succeed. She reminded herself each day why she was doing what she was doing, and then she leaned on her core belief. Remember, talk about aligning things with who you are, her core belief in sustainable living. So Clara started rethinking the approach she was taking, going back to her business plan. And she started reaching out to smaller retailers who were much more aligned with her brand value, with her values, as well as her brand values. And then also she went and renegotiated terms with suppliers to ensure timely production. With each challenge that she faced, she stayed focused on her ultimate vision. Her resilient mindset helped her pivot and helped her persist, leading to the thriving business that she has that landed multiple eco-friendly boutiques and a few partners on top of that. Yeah. So, okay, Tracy, awesome. I get it. How do I build a resilient mindset? Well, here are 4 tips for that. Reframe setbacks. Sounds easy. Oh, God. But it is. I want you to treat challenges as learning opportunities, right? Learning experiences. It's not failure, it's feedback. And then identify what went wrong without dwelling on the failure. Sometimes you can't do it when you're in the middle of it. Sometimes you got to step back, take a breath, take a day, take 2 days, and then go back and relook at that setback. Now that the emotion is kind of settled down, what can I learn from this?
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
What went wrong and how can I fix it, right? Practice positivity is number 2. Surround yourself with uplifting influences. Sometimes it's not always people, but other influences, things that bring you up. And replace negative self-talk with empowering speech. Even affirmations, if you will, okay? When you catch yourself saying something negative about yourself or about your business or your situation, stop, take that breath, and correct it. And visualize success. I know this is I'm getting a little woo-woo here. Bear with me. Stick with me. We're talking about the mind here. I want you to picture your desired outcomes regularly, every day, multiple times a day. This reinforces your goals. This reinforces inspired action, right? You're going to be met many times head on with darkness, with wall crashing challenges. So it's going to be in these moments that you're visualizing these successes and going, okay, if I can still picture it, I can still reach it, because your creator wouldn't let you envision it if you couldn't have it. Are you going to have to work hard to get it? Well, hell yeah. Otherwise everyone would have it. Okay. And then last, number 4, stay adaptable. I want you to be willing to change your approach, just like Clara did, or pivot, just like Clara did, when circumstances demanded. If things keep blowing up in your face, step back and go, okay, maybe this is the wrong route, because if I keep trying the same thing and it keeps blowing up in my face, what's the definition of insanity? Yeah, okay. Remember, your mindset, my friends, is the engine driving your entrepreneurial journey. It's the car pushing you forward. Fuel it with positivity and fuel it with resilience. All right, we're getting the last 2 here. Heading into step 9. I want you to remember that before diving into entrepreneurship 100%, I want you to gain practical experience. Gaining practical experience in your chosen field is going to make all the difference. Well, wait a minute, Tracy, why am I doing it if I didn't have experience? Don't get me wrong. There's so many folks out there that are like, hey, I'm going to go start a website design business. Have you ever designed a website? Well, no, but it's so easy to do nowadays, which is true. But let's gain a little practical experience in this chosen field, because that's going to make a big difference. Hands-on experience will be your proving ground, helping you redefine your skills and gain the confidence that you're going to need to keep yourself diving in, or to get you to dive in the first place. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is, freelancing, or maybe taking on some part-time projects. By dipping your pinky toe, right? And you're talking about building your confidence. I talk about this all the time, putting your pinky toe out there and bringing it back in. By dipping your toes into the waters of entrepreneurship while still having the stable income of your 9-to-5, you can learn what works and what doesn't. And here's a great example of that. Let's talk about Michael's journey. He wanted to transition from his IT job to running a full-time cybersecurity consultancy. So I couldn't do that. Maybe I could do it, but I don't have that experience. But instead of quitting his job cold turkey, he started offering his experience through part-time consulting projects in cybersecurity audits on weekends. This approach, think about this for a second. This approach allowed him to build a client base and refine his pitch while minimizing all the financial risk. He was still working his 9-to-5, right? So as Michael gained more clients, he experimented with different pricing models. He experimented with, several different service packages, as well as different marketing techniques. He discovered what resonated most with his clients and developed a consistent flow of referrals as a result. When he finally made that big leap into full-time consulting, he already had a network of loyal customers, and he himself was confident in his ability to run his business because he'd been doing it. He'd already been doing it with the freelancing. So here's how you can gain relevant experience before you even transition, before you make that cubicle escape. Number one, there's 4 of them. Here's number 1, I just mentioned it, freelancer consult. Offer your services part-time so that you can test the market, so you can define and refine your skills and your marketing and your message. You can find your niche, so to speak. You may find yourself starting over here and realizing, really, I need to be here because that's where the magic is. That's where my core is, and that's where the market needs me. Number 2, take on projects. Even in your current job, you could volunteer for projects in your current job that align with your entrepreneurial goals. Yeah, get your feet wet and get someone else to pay for it. How about that? Number 3, you could intern or shadow a mentor. You can get out there and learn from industry experts in your niche, in your genre, in your career path, in the entrepreneurial path you want to take through internships or via shadowing opportunities. And number 4, network. Attend events and meet other professionals in your field and exchange ideas, exchange experiences. Hands-on experience, my friends, can be and will be your proving ground. They're going to help you redefine your skills. It's going to help you gain the confidence that you're going to need before you fully dive in. And last but certainly not least, sorry about this one running longer, but I think all that 10 of these are that important. I want to make sure we go through them all. Last but certainly not least, step number 10, test the waters. As you gain this relevant experience we just talked about in step 9, it's crucial that you test the waters with side projects to validate your business ideas before you ever think about scaling them up. Yeah, testing the waters with side projects can reveal whether your big idea will sink or swim. Let's talk about Amelia. She's a great example of this. She worked as a marketing specialist, but dreamed of creating an online course about social media strategies. Instead of her quitting her job right away, she tested the waters by launching a mini course in her free time to see if it would resonate with her audience. Amelia promoted the course through her network on social media and through social media channels themselves. The initial response was positive. It actually went pretty good. But she noticed that many of her potential customers, they hesitated. And they hesitated due to the uncertainty about the course format. Amelia, being the smart person she was and being willing to pivot, she used this feedback to refine the structure of her course. And she added live Q&A sessions. And on top of that, she offered a limited time discount. Well, of course, otherwise, I'm going to tell you the story. The changes, they paid off. And she successfully enrolled over 100 students in the next cohort. Yeah, that, my friends, was all the validation she needed. Amelia felt confident enough to expand her offerings with multiple courses and eventually transition to teaching online full time. Testing her idea with a small scale project allowed her to refine her product based on real world feedback before she made a bigger investment. Yeah, there you go. So how can you test your idea? How can you test your side projects? We'll give you 4 little ideas right here. 1, you could do like Amelia did. You could launch an MVP. An MVP is a minimum viable product. All you got to do is create this simplified version of your offering so that you can gauge customer interest. Number 2, run a pilot program. Offer a pilot program to a small or select group to collect feedback and testimonials. This could be one of those ones that, like, maybe you're going to have a big program that can handle up to 100 people. Maybe you say, hey, I'm going to do this pilot program. I'm going to have 5 people. That's it, just 5. And get all that feedback and get those testimonials that you can put on your sales page right away. Number 3, survey your audience. Conduct surveys. This is so easy. This is like market research. Conduct surveys or polls to understand their needs, their pain points, their interests in your product. And number 4, offer free trials. Provide limited free trials. There you go. Here's the thing. If someone isn't willing to try it for free, they're probably never going to pay for it. That's what I'm going to say. Here's another one. You could even say, you know what? I'm going to do this. Normally, it's $47 a month. I'm going to give you your first month for $7. It doesn't even have to be a free trial. Now you're saying, hey, I'm going to take away all the money issues and just say it's $1 or it's $7, something just For the price of a cup of coffee, you can try this for a month. And if you cancel any time, we can part as friends. There you go. So try those. Testing the waters with side projects, my friends, can reveal whether your big idea is right. Is it going wah, wah, wah? Will it sink or will it swim? It will answer that question. By starting small, you can validate your concept and you can refine your approach before you go all in. All right. Now we come to my favorite section. Welcome to the Whiskered Wisdom section. This is where we're going to deliver a quick actionable tip that you can take away and use right now. Today's tip, well, I got to use part of the other 10 I've already given you. I want you to start by identifying your why. Then align it with your who and your unique strengths. I want you to write down your purpose and your core skills to shape your entrepreneurial journey. Your why is your core motivator, driving your dreams forward, but it's got to be connected to your who, the person that you are at your core. Take that, combine it with your unique strengths, and create a purposeful direction, my friends. When these elements all align, when they're all pointing at the right, all headed in the same direction, they guide your Vista vision and they give you the clarity you need to tackle your entrepreneurial journey head on. So go ahead, grab your journal, write down what drives you, and set out on your path. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. Let's recap the 10 essential steps of becoming an entrepreneur. First, identify your why and align it with your who and your strengths. Assess your skills and build a compelling vision that will all guide you forward. So I think I have beat that horse to death. Then, conduct market research to understand your audience and develop a business plan to provide clarity and direction. Build financial readiness with a safety net and establish a support network of like-minded individuals. Master your mind for resilience, gain practical experience, and test the waters with side projects, MVPs maybe, before diving fully 100% into your big idea. Each of these steps contributes to building that rock solid foundation for your entrepreneurial journey, for your entrepreneurial empire. By taking these actions seriously, you will be well prepared to become your own dark horse entrepreneur. Now, if today's discussion on these essential steps maybe resonated with you a little and you're eager to take the next step into your entrepreneurial journey, then I have something special for you. Well, it's not introducing because I've been telling you about it for a while. We're talking about the Side Hustler's Blueprint here. This is an audio course designed to complement the insights shared in today's episode. We've covered the fundamental steps that you need to take before becoming an entrepreneur, and now it's time to put that knowledge into action. The Side Hustler's Blueprint provides practical guidance and actionable strategies to help you start and grow your successful side hustle. So if you're ready to turn your entrepreneurial dreams into a reality, don't hesitate. Text Blueprint, BLUEPRINT, to 484-514-5323. That will get you enrolled in Side Hustler's Blueprint today. Take the first step towards building a life of freedom and fulfillment on your terms. Your journey towards entrepreneurship can start right now. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember that every journey, and you know this, every journey starts with a single step. Start by taking your single step. Start by taking action on one of the steps that we've covered today, and let it guide you towards building a stronger foundation for your entrepreneurial journey, for your entrepreneurial empire. Whether it's refining your vision or conducting market research or testing a side project, each action that you take will bring you closer to becoming the entrepreneur I know you were meant to be. Thanks for tuning in. Keep hustling, keep dreaming, and as always, think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse Entrepreneur parents, thanks for tuning in. If this episode struck a chord, share it with a fellow parent hustler. Let's grow our tribe that thrives, not just survives. For more insights and a community that totally gets it, join our Facebook group at www.darkhorseschooling.com/tribe. Think successfully and take action.